Hey, it's Mariah May. You may know me as The Glamour, and you're watching Unpopular Review.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review, Smackdown edition. Do not adjust your sets. I am the executive consultant sitting in today for the administrators, like to be called this week, Stefan Duviella, and of course your normal host, the Wrestling Doll. What is going on with you this evening? Hope you enjoy what they call it, a super size Smackdown. I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
And it was on FS1 because Fox wasn't able to have it today, and it was actually one of the biggest wars you had because right across pretty much was AEW Rampage, which had a half hour head-to-head, really an hour head-to-head with SmackDown. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's jump right into it. First segment of the night, Edge comes out, the Radar Superstar. He talks his crap as he's preparing for his Hell in a Cell match against Sami Zayn at Crown Jewel next Thursday, 12 o'clock noon p.m.
Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins.
That was the first match. The Edge came out before it.
That's my point. You said Sami Zayn. He was just talking back about Seth Rollins.
I said Sami Zayn. Okay, Seth Rollins. I'll read it. Look, I am not used to being here on Fridays anymore. I got people in the comments. What's going on, George Lewis? I got Damian Jones. Mariah May should host a review show. I agree. She should be here with me. Becky versus Sasha was fire. Can't wait to talk about that. That was great. I thought the Supersized SmackDown was pretty good tonight by George Samuel Lewis. Elvis Martinez says Chris Halloween's in 16 days. Take that mask off.
Elvis, I got something to say to you.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
No, it does not. He's in trouble.
Sponsored SmackDown Live. Okay, let's talk about Edge. Had some comments, had some words for Seth Rollins.
Oh, he had plenty of words.
What were you thinking of this segment? Do you think Edge did a good job selling? Because that's what his job was to go out there and do. Sell this match against Seth Rollins. Match number 3, Hell in a Cell next week, Saudi Arabia. What are your thoughts?
Well, I thought he did a really good job selling this match and hyping it up. I was excited already when they were announcing them having to do a Hell in a Cell match. So watching him sell that was pretty entertaining. I mean, I wrote it down for the most part. He mentions the start of their feud a while back, their match at Madison Square Garden. Calls Seth out for breaking and entering his home as he's watching backstage, of course, saying how they're similar, of course, and their passion for it and how opportunistic they get. And he finally says that, quote unquote, Seth Rollins is not Edge light, which made obviously Seth very, very happy to hear. And he also compared them both to devils, and he said that he was going to beat the hell out of Seth Rollins and that he was going to scar his soul, and that is a scar that he will never, ever be able to heal from.
Edge showing you those acting skills of his as he likes to sell these demonic promos to really draw you in. And I'm pretty sure he did a good job. Unfortunately, I didn't see this segment. I'm pretty sure he did a good job because Edge knows how to sell something or a match that he has, and he and Seth Rollins have had 2 very good matches. Looking forward to their match inside Hell in a Cell, ladies and once again, you're watching Unpopular Review, Wrestling Edition, executive consultant sitting in for the administrator, Stefan Duviella, regular co-host, Wrestling Doll. Looking nice today. Look at that. I gotta give you.
Thank you. I have a reason for wearing what I'm wearing today.
Oh God, I'm afraid I'm not gonna like it. Did y'all watch Suzuki versus Danielson? Of course, y'all didn't. Nobody did. Just bring it, Wrestling Doll. I can't wait to see Edge versus Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell match at Crown Jewel. Are you surprised that Bianca Belair getting a Raw Women's Championship match against Charlotte Flair on Raw?
No.
I can't say I'm surprised. It'll be interesting to see where they're going with this because unfortunately, Charlotte's going to have to drop that title. What's going on, man? To make sure that if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching this on, please make sure you hit that like, love, and share button or subscribe. All of the above, whatever you can do, go ahead and smash that button right here, right now. Let's talk about the King of the Ring tournament. It continues this week with Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. Talk a little bit about this matchup and your thoughts, and are you happy with the winner?
Well, of course I'm happy with the winner. I love Finn Balor. He's an amazing wrestler, especially for his age, being in his 40s. He doesn't look it, and he definitely doesn't move it, unlike some people that we know, like Jeff Hardy. But Regardless of that, he was very impressive, especially around the end when he got him in 3 different ways, and then finally the 1, 2, 3. Sami did have him for a little bit in the beginning. He had that control, but Finn eventually got his momentum, and he kicked his ass. And like I said, when I saw that they were going to be in the semis, Finn was going to wipe the floor with Sami, and I was right.
Why do you hate Sami Zayn?
He's annoying. He keeps going with this conspiracy theory saying the world is against him. The more you keep acting like that, the more the world is going to be against you.
To what he said. Did you listen to what you're saying? Obviously, the world is against him. Because Sami Zayn is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Shame on you for not recognizing that. Sami Zayn.
I can recognize talent. I just don't care for him for his persona.
His persona is great. It's entertaining.
Entertaining to you, not to me. I just find it very annoying, and I want to teach.
You know what's annoying?
Hearing me not like Sami Zayn?
Yes, that's true. But you know what else is annoying? Look at your background.
What about my background?
Look at those people. Like, I don't even recognize some of these people. Like, that's annoying. Like, look at that. Who's this? And you have what are these, Asian singers?
Yes.
Do they sing in Asia? Do they sing in the United States?
Some come to the United States if they're popular enough and perform on TV. Or for music award shows.
Do they do it in English?
Some songs, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be watching this because I don't know what you're talking about. Let's go ahead right here. Let's see. So, Demi Jones herself just give it up. She's 3 inches taller than you, and that is with you in heels and crates. Wow,
I'm probably probably more taller than that.
Yeah, I think you're a little taller than that, Barb. Finn should have went to the Queen's crowd. You know, Captain's not here, but I think she'll be upset at that comment. That's what Sami Zayn's supposed to do as a heel. I knew that Finn Balor was going to beat Sami Zayn, but I'm shocked that Selena Vega beat Carmella. I wouldn't be surprised if Doudrop will beat Shayna Baszler because of Naomi. That's a strong possibility. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor going over to the finals. He's going to face the winner of Monday Night Raw's side, which, Barbara, I can't remember. Let me know if you remember. Who's on the Raw side? It's Xavier Woods and
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal. Who do you see winning that on Monday Night Raw? Who's fighting Finn Balor at Crown Jewel?
As much as I would want it to be Xavier Woods, I have a feeling that Jinder's going to do some sneaky trick to try to get himself to win so he could go against Finn.
The internet wrestling community are firmly behind Xavier Woods winning this.
I'm behind it too. I'm just trying to be a little realistic. I'm seeing it from both sides.
Crown Jewel, the match is probably going to be Finn Balor versus Jinder Mahal. That makes more sense than Xavier Woods, but I wouldn't mind seeing him. But Xavier Woods goes over to face Finn Balor for King of the Ring. Do we see Xavier Woods beating Finn Balor? I don't.
I love Xavier, but I think Finn's might wipe the floor with him if he beats Jinder Mahal.
Can't say I disagree with you on that one. I got Xavier Woods winning. I got Xavier Woods in an upset. We will see. I wouldn't mind seeing that match at Crown Jewel. I just don't see Finn Balor taking an L at Crown Jewel. He just lost the program to Roman Reigns. Granted, hey, there's nothing wrong with losing to the head of the table, but he did, and I know he's probably going to be labeled as the biggest babyface on Monday Night Raw. Really just don't see that happening. I will tell you one thing I liked about SmackDown. I came a little bit late, but one thing I saw throughout all of SmackDown is they are hyping the new talent they are getting next week on Friday Night SmackDown. Granted, I think they lost the draft. You know, if it's a competition, I say they lost it. I think Raw definitely got the edge, so to speak, no pun intended, with their talent. They just so many stars on Raw. But SmackDown did get talent such as Drew McIntyre, such as Charlotte Flair, such as Sheamus, such as Hit Row, which is debatable. But they did get the talent, and they are hyping up, and they're making me excited to see them because they have arguably the biggest women's wrestler in WWE going over to SmackDown. Arguably, right? Because I can make an argument with like 5 or 6 women in WWE. They have arguably the biggest wrestler in WWE already, Roman Reigns, male-wise. They have arguably the biggest tag team in WWE, Usos. Drew McIntyre is definitely one of them. I mean, they have a lot of talent in SmackDown, even more so than Raw, which I think Raw has done a very good job over the last couple of weeks. But SmackDown has better writing staff, even though it's supposed to be the same writing staff, but I just don't see it. What are your thoughts when it comes up to some of these new talent? Are you excited about anybody, especially you, since you review SmackDown each and every single week with the administrator? Are you excited about calling some of the action with the people that are going over to SmackDown?
Of course I am. I'm excited for Sasha Banks being on SmackDown. I'm very happy that Xia Li actually got pulled up into the draft. I was happy to see that. So I'm going to look forward to that. There were a couple of teams that got split up that I wasn't too happy about, but we'll see what
Like
team Shotzi and Nox got split up.
Why were you excited about that?
I said I wasn't excited about that.
Right, because Shotzi still has a job.
Yes, but I am looking forward to see what Nox can do in there. T-Bar and Mace got split up. I'm interested to see what Mace can do by himself, but I don't think that they should have been split up. I think they should have stayed together, but
I agree with you on that. I don't think Mace and T-Bar should split up. I thought they had a potential as going after the tag team titles, not so much winning it. Nox and Blackheart both could go to Impact Wrestling. Not a fan of Shotzi Blackheart at all. Tegan Nox is too injury prone. I'm not sure why they called her up so soon. I got Xavier was in an upset. King Balor sounds fitting. Zelina Vega versus Drew Drop. Yeah, I'm thinking that Zelina Vega will probably win the Queen's crown. We'll talk about it in a second. Zelina Vega didn't look bad with the crown. I can see her winning. George Lewis says Sasha Banks is still on SmackDown. That is true. Finn is a mid-carder. That's not true. I like Ridge Holland potential on SmackDown, especially if he was Cesaro down the line. Not a fan of Ridge Holland going to SmackDown. I think it's way too soon. I don't think he has. It's not that he has bad skills. I don't think he has. I don't think he's main card ready. I think he comes out and people will say, "Who is this guy?" He looks boring, and they're not going to warm up to him. I don't think he's ready. George Lewis says, "I want to see how this new look for SmackDown next Friday." It's very good, very hyped. Looking forward to that. Next thing we're going to talk about is when I show up. And that is Naomi versus Sonya Deville in a handicap match because Sonya Deville brings her partner, Shayna Baszler. I'm a big fan of Shayna Baszler, one of the best interest teams in the game, I have to say. But Naomi, once again, is trending on Twitter. I mean, every single week when Naomi's on screen, even when she's not on screen, she's trending on Twitter. I'm liking this feud. I like seeing this position they put Naomi in. Sonya Deville is looking like a monster heel now. And Shayna's looking like an enforcer. What are your thoughts when it comes to this feud going on between these two, or these, well, three today, but these two women?
That it's a very interesting feud that they're definitely going to keep going until who knows how it's going to turn out. I mean, when she brought Shayna Baszler up, what I thought she was going to do is she was going to be like, all right, Shayna, you wrestle her for me. I'll leave. But it got turned into a 2-on-1 handicap match, which I wasn't a bit surprised by. And watching Shayna put Naomi in the Karafuda clutch to knock her out was something else that I saw coming. So wasn't all that unpredictable, but still a little surprising nonetheless. It was entertaining to watch, though.
I will say that I always knew that there was going to be some shenanigans going on here. They were not going to just throw that match out there like that. It was going to be a lot more of a build. I thought it was a perfect way to do it, though. It made Shayna Baszler look like that monster that she needs to be going in, back into how she was when she was in NXT not too long ago. And it still gives Naomi the sympathetic babyface because sooner or later she's going to have another run going after that SmackDown Women's title. So, I mean, it was very, very good. My only situation I have with this is, where was Adam Pearce? Adam Pearce is accepting the fact that Sonya Deville is having abuse of power in her head. What are your thoughts when it comes to these two WWE officials?
That I was wondering where Adam Pearce was and why he didn't step out and interfere. Heck, he was probably watching in his office like, Naomi's bothered us too much. Let's watch what happens when she messes with us for too long, especially with Miss Sonya Deville. That's all I could think when you said that just now.
I can't disagree with you at all. I'm really interested in where this is going. Hopefully this leads, I don't know how, but hopefully this leads to Adam Pearce just going to Raw and Sonya Deville just doing SmackDown, because I don't think both people need to run both shows. Just it's not my opinion on that. Finn and Shayna won in King and Queen tournament respectively. Shayna won fair and square. I think that Naomi will beat Sonya Deville to continue this feud. Oh, did you hear that Sonya Deville deactivated her Instagram? What are your thoughts about that? I don't care. Like, it's fine for her to do. Maybe she was getting trolled. You know, people are rude. But either way, nothing to do with me. Hit roll, highlight reel. Carmella versus Zelina Vega. Queen's Crown I can't wait to see the comments about this because this match was also very, very short. Probably lasted about 1 minute and 30 seconds with Carmella taking the L. I thought it was kind of predictable with their pre-match interview segment of how it was going to go. There's continuing scenes like Liv Morgan and Carmella, and they're just going to carry that over to Monday Night Raw. As a woman, I'm going to ask you, are you upset over the fact that they are getting so little time with this Queen's Crown tournament?
I'm upset that they're giving little time to this Queen's Crowns tournament. I mean, if they're making it the first one, shouldn't they make us anticipate how much we'd want it by having the matches be a little longer and just let us enjoy how good the women are and show us their skills and not just have it be for a little bit and then have them be super petty? That gets really old and really annoying real fast.
The women that are competing in this, though, in the matches that you see, is there a match that you really wanted to see over 2 minutes?
I would have liked to have seen at least the Toni Storm Zelina Vega, only because they've only wrestled each other once, and I would have liked to have seen them go at it for a little longer. Liv and Carmella, we've seen a million times, so that gets a little old real fast.
And they're continuing the feud.
Yeah, and they're continuing the feud to Raw, which I'm really not happy about because it's like, let's move on. With Doudrop and Natalya, I knew that wasn't going to last long. Natalya might be strong, but Doudrop is big, and moving all that big body is not easy. So I knew that wasn't going to be the case.
Do you have a prediction of who do you think is going to win the Queen's Crown tournament?
Well, depending on who wins, I think Shayna might possibly win. Because if Shayna beats Doudrop in the match on Raw, and she goes up against Zelina is going to be in all kinds of pain, getting her joints manipulated, put in that Karafuda clutch. That Big Daddy Cool over here is going to be planning her funeral for everybody, and only her husband will come.
Malachi Black, if he can get the night off, he's in a big feud with Arn Anderson. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk more Queen's Crown Tournament, more Smackdown, super size Smackdown that we're going through pretty quick. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Damian Priest, he's on another level. I like Damian Priest.
Hey. I thought on that one.
Damian Priest is an amazing champion. I think that even last night proved that. I mean, if you had him beat two pretty much surefire Hall of Famers and former champions, I think that that's a great sign that you're pushing him. So.
Well, I love me some Damian Priest. I've loved him since I first got into it, especially from the WrestleMania 37 this year. And I love watching him in the ring. He's one of my favorites as well. I want him to wrestle somebody else. I'm over him and Sheamus. Sheamus isn't bad. I'm just getting bored.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. I think he's going to face Keith Bearcat Lee next. I think I could see a potential feud coming.
You think Bearcat Lee?
I wouldn't do that.
Somebody else, maybe.
I wouldn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular Review Wrestling Edition Smackdown Results and Review. I'm the executive consultant sitting in today for the administrator, Stefan Duviella. Over here is your regular host, Wrestling Doll. Looking like a doll, even though she has those singers that nobody knows in the background. I mean, you like anime too.
Plenty of people know a few of them, so I'm just saying.
Nobody knows these people. Why are you lying to us?
Why would I lie about that?
Why you lie about your love for Roman Reigns? All right.
I'm lying about that. I have no love for Roman Reigns anyways.
Zelina's going to win the whole thing, La Reina. Why is it called Queen's Crown and not Queen of the Ring? I don't have an explanation for that. I'd agree the women's matches are short. They need to be a little longer. Nobody wants to see a 30-minute Broadway with Doudrop. If you do, you're lying to yourself. I completely agree. I don't see Shayna Baszler win. I think that Naomi show up on Raw and distract her, and Doudrop will win because of Naomi's distraction. I do not believe so. I heard my name. Baz better stop coming after my future wife, La Reina Zelina Vega. I'm glad Chris and I picked Zelina with our last pick of the WWE mock.
You did. He did not. But ironically, you guys' last pick.
Point in the right direction. Point in the right direction.
I'm trying, okay? I'm learning with this camera, all right? Anyways, I found it funny that you guys' picks for the mock draft were the ones that wound up in the semifinals. I was like, whose pick should have won kind of thing? Which obviously, who is happy of who won.
It's our picks, because we won our fantasy draft. They were picking terrible wrestlers. I don't understand why they even picked these wrestlers. But, Big Daddy Cool and I took care of business. That's what we do each and every single week.
Yeah, you took care of business so fast when you said Carmella's like, okay, bye, Zelina.
Next match I thought was let's talk about it. Happy Corbin comes out for his segment.
Of course you want to talk about Corbin.
And yes, Happy Corbin. And this is going to hurt me to say because everybody knows Corbin is one of my favorite wrestlers. I hate this gimmick.
Thank you.
I really do. It's so stupid. I don't like Riddick Moss. I don't know why he's on my screen. And they just came out to talk about Kevin Owens, who was not even there or on screen. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out with the King Nakamura Titantron. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out, dances. Hey, I love the segment because I love how popular it was. I love the energy. But at the same time, for what? What was the point of him coming out?
Just
I didn't understand.
Corbin and his partner up because they were telling stupid, bad dad jokes.
I agree.
Now, I like a good corny joke, but those were just terrible. And I think the reason why they brought him out too was because after that, who comes out but the Street Profits for their Smackdown champ for their tag team match, which was also a street fight.
One thing I learned about this was in Ontario, California, which I did not know it was Ontario, California. If I hear Ontario, I automatically think Canada. True story. I actually had a layover there for SummerSlam when I went to Vegas, and the entire time I'm on the plane, that was like, do we need a passport? I don't think we need a passport because I thought we were doing a layover in Ontario, Canada. And then my friend said, no, I think it's California. I'm like, there's no Ontario in California. Everybody looked at me like I'm stupid. I didn't know there was Ontario, California.
Neither did I until now.
I didn't know. I always thought Ontario was only in Canada, but apparently it's in California. But I'll say this, they sold out the arena, and they were hot tonight. And one of the reasons they were hot was for the Street Profits. They came out. Great match between them and Usos. Usos, how can a team that's been, in my opinion, one of the best tag teams of all time get even better? But I can see them even better now. They're the best tag team in the world. And this match between the Street Profits and Usos was great. Loved every moment. Of course, the Usos picked up the win as they're staying on SmackDown. Street Profits are going over to Raw. So you already knew the writing was on the wall. But what a way to end this feud. Wrestling Doll, your thoughts?
Well, I very much enjoyed this match. I mean, I haven't seen a street fight on WWE yet, even with stuff that I've seen online. I've seen tables, ladders, and chairs matches and war games, which kind of is like a street fight sort of match, I guess. But it's the closest thing I've seen, so I hadn't seen a street match yet. But it was very entertaining to watch. Seeing them grab the tables, the kendo sticks, the chairs. I was like, what are they going to grab next? The freaking trash can that they hide underneath it to put on someone's head and then bash the kendo stick with? Which will be entertaining to see. But they grabbed everything but the kitchen sink for that one.
Aren't you training to become a wrestler?
No, I am not trained to become a wrestler.
I thought you were training to become a wrestler. You can
I film local wrestling matches. That's different.
So you're going to film yourself in the ring?
No, I am not wrestling. No, not now.
And get hit with a kendo stick?
No. No.
That would be so great. That would be so great.
You want me to get in that ring so damn bad.
You need to get in the ring. I'm going to manage. You get in the ring. I'll make a deal. You get in the ring, and I'm going to manage your opponent.
And who would you manage as my opponent?
Deion James.
No.
Right.
No. He wouldn't hit me anyways.
Slip him a 20. He might do it. That's me. Everyone needs a friend to laugh at their jokes like Happy Corbin laughs and Madcap. Can't stand it. I hate this Happy Corbin gimmick as well. Madcap Moss. Happy Corbin said it's the best part of SmackDown. These jokes were funny.
Elvis, what is wrong with your humor?
Elvis, this is why you're going to be a Pueblo mayor. Stephen Pena is city councilman, not mayor, but thank you, sir. Then we'll see the Usos and New Day and also Hit Row, Top Dollar, and Adonis for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Chris, do you know my room likes just like Barbara's, but instead of BTS pics, I have pics of Zelina.
I don't only got pictures of BTS in here, okay? I'm just going to put that out right now. I got other bands, but that's besides the point.
Who's BTS?
That is one of the boy bands that has gotten so popular here in America from performing on the Billboard. Kind of like NSYNC.
Backstreet Boys.
That kind of thing, yes.
98 Degrees.
Yes, like that.
New Edition.
Yes.
These are real boy bands. I don't know what the hell that is. I paid to watch Barbara versus David. Ooh.
Yeah, no, I am not a wrestling technician.
You should wrestle the technician.
No. I'm not wrestling David. Y'all are out your minds.
Why not? You don't think you can win?
No. I don't think I can win.
I think a squirrel could beat up the technician.
Well, I am not a squirrel, so therefore I will not be beating up the technician.
Did you like this match between the Street Profits and the Usos?
Yes, I did.
I love that match. I thought it was a very good match, but the next match we're going to talk about, in my opinion, is the match of the week, possibly the match of the month. I honestly think, and some people might throw stones at me, I don't really care, this is a potential match of the year candidate for me. Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks in a barn burner, or what did Steve say earlier? I forgot what he said earlier. It wasn't barn burner, but it was a very good match between Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair was on the ringside in the commentary booth. Barely said anything, but she was in ringside commentary booth. I personally love this match. I kind of knew Sasha Banks was going to pick up the W because they kept talking about Becky Lynch. They take a single L, 101 L in almost 3 years. That's usually foreshadowing. Like, hey, this is going to be a big victory for Sasha Banks. Great match between these two. Wrestling Dog, what are your thoughts?
That it was one of the examples of a match that, as the women's match, it should go on for a long period of time, especially since it is two of the four horsewomen. They've known each other for a long time. They've worked with each other, against each other, so they know each other's moves left and right, so they can counter that real easily and make it go on for a long time and keep everybody on the edge of their seats like I was. I was very thoroughly entertained by this match.
It was a great match. They went at it. You could tell they trusted them to go at it, and they just put on a great match. Your thoughts on Bianca Belair being out there on commentary? She didn't say much, but I told some people this. I honestly believe they want Bianca Belair to be the John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Rock. That person for that women's division. They want her to be the face of the women's division. That's why she was new to Raw. That's why she was new to SmackDown. That's why they're pushing her so much. That's why she was like the number 3 pick overall. They want her to be that face. Do you believe Bianca Belair has the talent, has the capabilities to be the face of the women's division in World Wrestling Entertainment?
I mean, that's a possibility. She could be that for the future. I mean, look at all the success she's had alone in the past year. Won the Royal Rumble, won the main event at WrestleMania, has beaten Bayley in Hell in a Cell, has done a lot in this past year that has been absolutely crazy and can only do so much. Now, I think they didn't have her talk as much on commentary and just having her watch her opponents as a way of saying, oh, I don't need to say much to get y'all's attention. I just need to watch y'all how you wrestle, what you do, so I can know what to do when to kick you guys' butts at Crown Jewel in less than 6 days.
I think Bianca Belair's promo skills are good, but not great, if that makes sense. She cannot go out there and cut a 5-10 minute promo. She's not Edge. She's definitely not John Cena. She's not Rock. She's not even Roman Reigns. But I think when she keeps it short and to the point, she gets her point across. So for her to be out there for the 20 minutes of this match, because the match was about 20 minutes, she would have lost a lot of credibility. But Bianca Belair, it's very remarkable. When you go to a wrestling event that she's at, you'll see a lot of kids. I think I mentioned this on Raw, but you'll see a lot of kids, no matter what race they are, age, they love them some Bianca Belair. They wear her gear. They're trying to be like her. It's almost John Cena-like for the women, and you've never truly had that, in my opinion. I know you're a newer viewer, but you've never truly had that for a woman like you do now with Bianca Belair, which is why they're pushing her, because she's very, very marketable. Love me some Bianca Belair, but I love this match. I can't stop talking. Enough about it. Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, great match with Sasha Banks pick up the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to talk about the very rushed main event segment. It was actually kind of awkward at times about it, but we're going to talk about it. We'll be right back after a commercial break. You're watching Unpopular Review.
He takes the mic from Cody. Arn Anderson goes on to a 2-minute promo that at first he's trying to say Malachi Black because he will fuck you up. He fucked me up. He fucked my son up. He fucked this guy Lee Johnson up. And Lee Johnson's there like, oh yeah, he fucked me up. And then turns into Arn Anderson's best attempt at, I guess, being Brian Pillman. Like, he tells a story about how Cody Rhodes, if he were ever to be carjacked at a red light, that Cody would be like, okay, sir, take my car. But Arn Anderson instead would pull out a Glock, and then he does this motion and says that he'd blow his brains out, which Cody obviously rolled his eyes at because he doesn't believe old man Arn Anderson. And really, why would you believe old man Arn Anderson? The guy couldn't stay on the fucking ring apron last week. Who is he fucking shooting with a gun?
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Unpopular Review. That was AEW Dynamite's review with Big Daddy Cool. Technician wasn't with him, but normally that's his person. Tomorrow on the special Saturday edition of Dynamite, though, it's going to be Big Daddy Cool along with the technician David Sanderson. I think I'm going to sit in on for the episode as well because I want to see AEW Dynamite. Why? Because I need to prepare myself because next Saturday, AEW Dynamite is right here in my own backyard in Orlando, next Saturday's edition, and I cannot wait to go. My first AEW event, and I'm actually looking forward to it, even though AEW pisses me the hell off each and every single week, including tonight, because Tony Khan. What are your thoughts when it comes to Tony Khan?
That he needs to stop opening his big mouth and stuff, getting himself in trouble with WWE before something really bad happens.
WWE brought it today, in my opinion. You know, and I'll talk about SmackDown's overall show in a second. But tonight, WWE brought the damn thing. You could see, once again, why they are number one. And I know people look at me like I'm a WWE apologist, I'm a WWE mark. Yeah, I see that. But you cannot tell me when I see stuff, and we talked about it on Raw, Barb, you cannot tell me that Britt Baker is more popular and more over than Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. It's not possible. You cannot tell me that Kenny Omega is the greatest wrestler and biggest attraction in the world when he's not even the biggest attraction in his own company that he's champion for. He's not. During the main event segment, after Sasha Banks won, you heard somebody, I thought it was a glitch, so to speak, say, all right, come on, and rushing everything. And I saw why, because they were running out of time, for Roman Reigns to come out and have this segment. This segment was very small, very short. Their entrances were longer than them actually being in the ring to sign this freaking contract, right? But it was interesting because, one, this was the first time they do contract signings every week now, I feel like. Every pay-per-view championship match, whether it's the women's world title, the men's world title, they always have a contract signing now, right? Roman Reigns sits at the head of the table. He actually got up when Brock Lesnar came out and decided to stay standing up, even though Brock sat down. Brock didn't say anything but, hey, I already looked at the contract with my advocate, Paul Heyman, this morning. That was the end of the show. Actually kind of a weak ending, but the impact of just that line got you hyped for the match. In my opinion, I could be wrong. Barb, what are your thoughts when it comes to this segment?
Well, I enjoyed this segment too. I was waiting for something to happen because whoever has these contract signings and it going smoothly. It's like a WWE wedding. They hardly go smoothly. But yeah, when I was watching that, I was like, okay, so he's going to have Paul read the contract, make sure it's to his likings and all that. And then Brock just signs it, and then he's like, hey, you just signed that without reading it. What's up with that? And he's like, oh yeah, I got to read it this morning because of my lovely advocate friend, Mr. Paul Heyman. And like you said, that alone makes the wise man look unwise to his tribal chief. And he's going to get his butt kicked one of these days if something were to actually happen.
Do you think Paul Heyman's turning on turning on Roman Reigns next Thursday?
Depending on the outcome of the match. If something happens to Roman and he loses, that's a big if, there's a possibility that Heyman could turn his back on him faster than the match again, than the Queen's Crowns matches tonight.
Do you believe Brock Lesnar is walking away with, I know we're going to have a prediction show next week, but do you believe that Brock Lesnar is walking away with that championship?
I think there's a possibility it could happen. I know you don't want that to happen, but
there's
happening.
It's always a possibility when Brock Lesnar is involved. I'll give you that. It is always a possibility. But Roman Reigns should not lose that championship. Did you see the reaction of those fans when Roman comes out? It's every single week.
That he now has a babyface reaction, even though
everybody. It is. Everybody gets up. They're on their feet. You see the acknowledge me shirts, the head of the table shirts,
the posters.
he does not need to lose the championship. He does everything well. Between him and the Usos, and this one gimmick, where all they do is hold up their one finger, and they get a bigger reaction than mostly any wrestler out there right now, whether in WWE, AEW, Impact. It's amazing.
It is interesting to say the least. It's
sorry, I was listening for your smoke alarm again. I don't know what is about people with these smoke alarms. Like these batteries. I just need to get y'all something. Like it's in the budget. You want me to get you a battery?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. And that's a louder reaction than what Kenny Omega gets when he comes out. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You said it was interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I mean, there's nothing else I really can say about it, but who knows what the future will hold for Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, now that he's a free agent and all that.
I think this is a possibility, but I'm still going with Charlotte Flair.
I think Bianca might take it. I mean, if she's going on SmackDown, why does she need the Raw Women's Championship still? I mean, if they're going to make her be her dad's record, they can't have her have a belt for too long.
But
so that way
she
can beat Ric Flair's 16 belt record since they took away her NXT titles. Being like, oh no,
they should have taken away her NXT titles. I never understood why they counted them. They don't count anybody else's NXT
she still
titles.
won them regardless whether she was in Raw, SmackDown, or NXT.
When they talk about Sasha, they never bring up her NXT titles. When they talk about Bayley, they never bring up her NXT titles. Asuka never bring up her NXT titles.
Well, maybe she was an exception.
No. Tony Khan needs to keep WWE out of his mouth because he might mess up. You cannot say that Jay Cargill. Never mind. I'm liking this between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. I believe that Paul Heyman could turn on Roman Reigns. Do you think the Bloodline needs a woman?
I think they're fine with that one.
I know a lot of people want to see Naomi join.
No, I think Naomi needs to stick to the thing they have on her right now. She doesn't need to be in the Bloodline right now.
I agree. Naomi is better off right now.
The Bloodline
Maybe
is not Diamond Mine. They don't need a woman right now. They're good.
Naomi's a babyface, and you want to stick with a babyface, in my opinion. You don't want her to be a heel yet, because I think there's too much money in her being a babyface right now. And the way they're going in the Bloodline right now, if you are going to bring a woman in, she needs to be a champion. And Naomi's not winning that title anytime soon. That's my opinion. One segment we forgot to talk about was Seth Rollins had a rebuttal for Edge.
Seth Rollins had stepped out into the ring a while after Edge came out into the ring. And everybody starts saying that he sucks. The second he steps out, he doesn't even open his mouth. And then he laughs, and then he's like, I'm not scared of Edge. I've been in that Hell in a Cell match more than he has, and I have the advantage, which I looked up and checked. He's won twice and lost once in them. And who knows what could happen. He can make it win number 3, or he can make it loss number 2. And when he comes out in that Cruella de Vil looking suit, everybody started calling him Harley Quinn in the ring, which I got, which is also why I have this, like Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. And the colors also work with Unpopular Review, which is why I had that. So you don't need to be scared about why I was wearing it.
Yeah, I thought you were about to down one of my wrestlers, and you know how you do every single week.
Well, I down the ones I don't like, so you'd live with it. You wanted me to come on this show. If you wanted me to come on this show, you're going to have to deal with my opinions too.
Yes, as unpopular as they might be.
Unpopular to you and popular to some. And speaking of unpopular opinions, Mr. Elvis, you need to keep Florida out your mouth, okay? Because on NXT, the NXT show, when I was making comments, because I had just watched that show live and in person, and that one was amazing. You said that Floridians, Florida's full of not so smart people and are very low intellect. I was born and raised here in Florida. My friends and family, a lot of them are here, and they are very intelligent, smart people. So I'm suggesting that you keep that out your mouth, okay? I already had a problem with you when you started being disrespectful to my teammates here at UPR. Now you have a problem with me because of you disrespecting my home.
Correct. Plus, he's from Colorado.
Just like someone else that you like.
The Almighty?
No, I'm talking about local wrestlers.
Busta Ass Busta. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Florida. Colorado. Nobody lives in Colorado for a long period of time. They either go there to grow up and then move because they don't want to live anymore, and then they go back to die. It's just how it is. It's like a worm. Seth freaking Rollins, the drip god. I think his credit is going to go down. And understand what I mean by credit, because Seth Rollins is definitely high up there, I'll say. Mm-hmm. But I think his move to Raw is not going to be a good one for him. I think he's actually learned who he's gotten a lot of personality being on SmackDown. He's a high player on SmackDown, but Raw has so many superstars. But he got moved over to Raw, in my opinion.
He get overshadowed by some of them.
Who, Seth? Yeah, I think he can get overshadowed by some of them. But he got moved over to Raw because of Becky Lynch. That's just really what it is. They wanted Becky Lynch on Raw.
Why.
So Seth Rollins had to go. Wrestling Doll is giving it to Elvis Martinez. I see you, girl. Don't talk to the king like that.
Who's the king? Because it ain't you, sweetie.
It's definitely not. Well, I think rats have a king. I think I could be wrong.
Maybe it's
I'll
Elvis.
look it up. Yeah, about the same height. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for SmackDown. Barb, what is your overall opinion about the overall show of SmackDown?
That tonight it was absolutely lit. I enjoyed all the matches that happened tonight, despite how short the women's matches were, minus Sasha and Becky Lynch. But overall, it was a real good show tonight. I give it a solid A.
Solid A, I agree. I thought it was good from beginning to end. I only saw about an hour and a half of it, but I thought what I saw and what I heard or what I read was phenomenal. SmackDown did a very good job. Their last one before the changeover, I'll say. And even though, like I said, I think SmackDown lost a lot of wrestlers, I'm intrigued by what they're going to do next week with these new wrestlers. I can't wait. I'm excited. I know the technicians keep talking about Ricochet. He's hoping that Ricochet gets a good break over on SmackDown.
He needs a push because he is talented.
I think he's going to get pushed right into a feud with Happy Corbin.
No, I don't want to see him in a
feud. I said that Monday, and I'm saying it again today, and he mentioned him during his promo. I'm telling you, I think he's going to be fed to Happy Corbin.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. Why did they got to make Ricochet the sacrificial lamb on that one?
Eventually, he's going to get pushed on SmackDown. If he stays there for 2 years, he will get it. But my problem with that is he's not going to get pushed in his current gimmick. He's going to have to change it up.
Yeah, he's
new
gonna
music, new wardrobe, everything.
You might as well just be the lone wolf again.
That's Corbin.
I know.
Why
I'm talking about Corbin.
I like this king gimmick.
He's not being a king. He's being a pain in the ass.
I don't like him coming out and just laughing all the time. I'll give you that.
Exactly. That's him being a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but some people like that.
Yeah,
Happy
like
Corbin versus Ricochet don't like it. I'm telling you, that's the way they're going to go. It's going to be Corbin versus Ricochet. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. Very rarely am I wrong. But that's my opinion that it's going to happen. It's going to be Happy Corbin versus Ricochet in Ricochet's introduction to SmackDown. He's going to lose. He's going to take the L.
Elvis just said heel Ricochet. I don't see Ricochet being a heel.
He has to be a heel. That's going to be his push.
I hope not, but who knows?
I think there's a lot of people going over to SmackDown. I'm really excited. I'm excited for Monday Night Raw. I think Raw's been doing a great job, and I'm looking forward to Monday Night Raw this week. I'm looking forward to Crown Jewel. So much so, I actually took off of work because this Crown Jewel is the best card I've seen for a Crown Jewel ever. And I'm not saying they've never had good cards for Crown Jewel, but this card is really good. I'm excited for these matches. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Yes, they did cancel the TLC pay-per-view. They didn't need the TLC pay-per-view because they have another pay-per-view on January 1st in Atlanta, which I forgot the name of it is, but I think I'm going to go Broadway. That's what Steven said earlier. But I think I'm going to go to that pay-per-view. I was not going to go to TLC, and then Royal Rumble's right after it too. So they didn't need the TLC pay-per-view. They could throw in a TLC match or a ladder match anywhere. So not necessary. Happy for it. I mean, they have Ricochet turn heel. I'm all for it. We will see. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Unpopular Review. Let's get to some plugs. Tomorrow night, we're actually going to have an AEW Dynamite review immediately after Dynamite, which is going to be with Big Daddy Cool as well as the technician. I might slide in for that one. Looking forward to that. Dark Side of the Ring is brought to you by In Cat We Trust. as well as collaboration with Unpopular Review. The Captain Shakespeare, as well as Katrina Storm, will be bringing you all the talk of the latest Dark Side of the Ring episode each and every single Monday. If you're an intelligent wrestling fan, that's not you, Elvis. Join us at 6 o'clock p.m. for Around the Blocks with Mike Knox. And then immediately after Raw, you have myself and the full Nelson, Patrick Nelson. We talk to you about Monday Night Raw each and every single Tuesday. We bring you NXT. Ooh, I forgot the graphic. But we bring you NXT, which is Captain Shakespeare, as well as Bad Guy Jack. Once again, immediately after NXT. And then the week after this coming Tuesday is actually Halloween Havoc, which I'm looking forward to. It's going to be my first NXT show in about a month, or since they changed over to NXT 2.0. And joining me will be none other than the full Nelson. Patrick will take pictures and videos along with Wrestling Doll because she's going to be there as well. So it's going to be quite an entertaining time. And then, of course, AW Dynamite is going to be next Saturday. On the UPRE side of things, tomorrow, we're going to be reviewing Venom. Stay with us on all our Unpopular Review social media so you can find out what time we're going to be reviewing it. And on Tuesday, doubleheader, Tales of Terror, we're going to be reviewing the movie Scream, as well as Halloween Kills, which I need to see, actually, tomorrow night, hopefully. Tomorrow or Sunday. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, next Thursday is going to be Devil's Advocate, movie I have not seen before, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So we have a lot of content, a lot of information for you here. Please make sure that you're following us and subscribe to us on YouTube at Unpopular Review, as well as UPRE. Wrestling Doll, you have anything to say to these Hammermakers?
Well, I had a great time tonight. I'm looking forward to the next time I am here, and I wish everybody a good night. Even to Elvis, who dissed my home state.
She is so nice, yet so spicy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this. Like, love, and share if you have not done so already. For the Wrestling Doll, I'm the Executive Consultant. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time right here at Unpopular Review.